everyone. Welcome to our very brand new podcast, which is Conscious Living by SS. That is me, Shailaja, and Shilpa.
Hi everyone, welcome. And we are here on a first podcast today, first series, and which is redefining relationships. So we will be coming up with various seasons, and the first season is about redefining relationships, where we will be covering many beautiful topics with respect to relationship. Whether it's a parent child relationship, long distance relationship, what is the right time to break up and come out of your relationship, attracting your true soulmate, and how to be a pet parent, and many, many more topics that we will be covering going forward.
Yes, we have lots in the pipeline, and our very first episode is Heal Your Heartbreak. And Shilpa, tell me, I think all of us have experienced heartbreaks at some point in our lives, right? I mean, when I was actually thinking about this topic, it took me back some 10, 15 years, in the past, and how real those emotions were, right? When we experienced a heartbreak, those emotions seemed so very real. And it was so tough to even cope with that situation, right? What do you feel?
100%. I think it'll be very false to say or not accept that we all have been through certain heartbreak at certain time in our life. Like you said, maybe 15 years ago. For me, I
Yeah.
think in a very recent heartbreak. And I've been through a couple of heartbreaks even in the past. So obviously the pain is real. If somebody at
Yeah.
that moment says, "Oh, it's okay, you'll get over it," that's not something you want to listen to that time, because we know what we are going through. Maybe as a
Yeah.
stranger, as an outsider, you can just think and know a different perspective. कि हाँ वो ठीक
Yeah.
हो जाएगा टाइम के साथ, टाइम will heal it. But the point is,
Mm.
yes, time heal करता है, but for that I have to be ready, because the emotions are so real in the moment that
Yeah.
nothing in that moment makes sense. I've been
Yeah.
into this field for last 9 years, working on myself, healing myself. When you're actually in that situation, you just don't know what the answer is like. You don't want,
Yeah.
nothing makes sense to you. So
Very true. Actually, yeah, actually, I think somewhere, I think even when for me, if you look at, if I think about my past, if I've had a couple of heartbreaks, but अगर मैं वो एक particular heartbreak का सोचूं, I was in that position where I told my friend that, you know what, मेरे को ना इससे अच्छा और कोई मिलेगा भी नहीं. And that person just broke my heart and just left. And I just felt that I will never find that kind of love ever in my life. And now, when I think back, that was so wrong because I actually found my perfect partner, as in the partner who's perfect for me, right? So, those are very real, very raw emotions. And I mean, because I've been a psychologist, I kind of knew how to heal myself. I kind of figured out how to come out of it. But I'm sure there are so many people who still find it so difficult to heal, to move on. I mean, I have clients who are still trying to get over a 3-year-old breakup. I mean, a breakup which has happened 3 years back. And it's a tough space. It's a
it's a
tough
tough
space. Yeah.
phase. Like I said, I myself have been working on myself for last 9 years, being a hypnotherapist and a law of attraction coach. I understand these concepts. But जब आप खुद इस situation में होते हो, I've guided a lot of my students to deal and to come out of the heartbreak. But जब आप उस situation में होते हो you feel, oh, is it really possible? It's not making sense because your emotions are so real and they suffocate you
Yeah.
so much that nothing outside of it makes sense. But yes,
Yeah.
the idea is, I'm sure whosoever watches us today, they are somewhere dealing with a current heartbreak, or like you said, maybe dealing with a heartbreak which happened maybe sometime back 2 years, 3 years, but they don't know how to
Yeah.
get over it. And this
Yeah.
particular episode, we want to throw light to help each one of you who feel you are stuck and you feel that there is, nothing better that could have happened to you because you are not with that person, like Shailaja just said कि जब उसका हार्ट ब्रेक हुआ था उसे लगा था इससे अच्छा से कोई मिल ही नहीं सकता. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट वी
Yeah.
ऑल फील जब आपका हार्ट ब्रेक हो रहा है कि यही बेस्ट था. बट द आयरनी
Mm.
इज, जब आप उस रिलेशनशिप में थे तब आप नहीं सोच रहे थे, तब बहुत नेगेटिव
Mm.
इमोशंस एंड फीलिंग्स भी थे विच मेड यू थिंक that इससे better मिल सकता है, या he's not the right guy or the right girl for me, or there are
Hmm.
things which could have been better in a different way. जब हम लोग
Hmm.
relationship में होते हैं, we have so many such question marks. But
Yeah.
जब heartbreak हो गया, you're actually out of the relationship, it makes all the sense. Oh, this is the best relationship. Oh, I can't find another relationship better than this. And the number one reason to it, which I have found out from my own experience and working with a lot of clients in this space, is it's the fear of being alone. कि कोई तो था मेरे साथ, at least
Agree.
I was not
Yeah.
alone. At least I know, even if I was fighting, I was having a hard day, this person was still around. Maybe whatever way he was around or she was around, but वो partner था मेरे एक imagination में, मेरे एक physical space में कोई था. But now that heartbreak has happened, I don't see anyone in that space. It's so empty. And hence that
Hmm.
anxiousness, that frustration, that pain that we say is so real, we start feeling all of it, which was
Right.
actually
Very,
there earlier also. When you were in the relationship and it wasn't working, it was actually there as well.
very true. Very true. I think so. Yes, this fear of being alone. I think most of us have, right? And we just feel that yes, that one person was like the perfect one. जैसे भी था,
जैसे भी था.
जैसे भी था. मतलब like maybe even compromising. I don't know if that's the right word to use. जैसे भी था, it was fine, right? Um, but again, I come back to this whole, now we talk a lot about self-love and, all those things. It keeps coming back to me that, maybe, at that time, if my self-love quotient was a little higher, then I would have been able to overcome this heartbreak much faster. What do you feel?
So I think, like you said, I have a little different opinion here. Like compromising and adjusting is part of relationships. When you are with
Mm.
somebody, you need to adjust and compromise. You just can't be
Mm.
yourself 100%. But what
Mm.
amount of adjustment you need to do is exactly
Mm.
comes from self-love. If
Yeah.
somebody is abusing you verbally or
Yeah.
physically, will you take it, or do you need to take it? If that
No.
person is not making you
Mm.
feel safe, do you need
Yeah.
that? If that person,
Definitely.
like I remember there was a time I've literally did one-to-one. In a week, I did about 50 one-to-one with women. And somehow most of them had a similar problem. They were married and they knew their husbands are having an extramarital. But do you
Yeah.
think that that's a justification because you will be alone, so it's okay, I'll tolerate it? You're not able to
No.
tolerate it, and that's why you're on that call, you're in pain. you
Yeah.
know so you
No.
need to know what is the limit or the threshold where you need to adjust, what are your do's and what are your don'ts. We need to
Mm.
come up with a value system, and that's where self love really helps you understand what is my boundary. If my partner
What's negotiable?
exactly what's non-negotiable. If I am
Mm.
abusing you 24/7, why will you take
Mm.
that disrespect? If I'm
Exactly.
cheating on you, maybe not physically, but I'm
Mm.
involved with somebody, who's making me feel emotionally good. I'm on call, I'm on chat with this person throughout. That's also cheating. So,
Right.
what is negotiable and what is non-negotiable? And that, I think, it's very specific. My list can be very
Mm.
different from your list, and your list can be different from somebody else's list.
Very true. Very true. Very true. So, so, so I don't know. Is it easy to even sit with your partner and say, okay, what's negotiable, what's non-negotiable? I think these words are something which are very easily spoken, but equally tough to even kind of share with your partner or talk about it with your partner.
So,
Like
so,
I've
so
had so
yeah,
many
but this
clients.
this particular topic, I think it's a topic which can be covered in detail in one of our next podcasts. What can be our
Exactly.
negotiables and non-negotiables in our relationship, or how to convey
Exactly.
our needs. But yeah, in this particular episode, we don't have to go in detail about this, but it's just an idea
Yes,
to
of
make
course.
people understand that we have to have our own boundaries in our relationship.
Very true. Very true. We need to have our own boundaries. We need to have our own value systems. We need to see till what extent we are ready to pull along. And I think healing is the most important thing. Like
Absolutely.
if we are, so I think our audience is maybe some of them are going through a heartbreak, right? And they are looking for ways to heal themselves. Right? So let's explore what are these ways where we can heal ourselves,
So
right?
I think, Shailaja, the answer which I recently got from the problem that I'm going through or was going through was that, one, you need to understand you're never stuck. You know, first we have to come
Mm,
out of that mindset that I am stuck, or like you said, मुझे इससे अच्छा नहीं मिलेगा.
mm,
Maybe yes, in this
mm,
moment I can't foresee what's there, what's ahead of me, but in
mm,
this
mm,
moment, just accept the situation as is.
mm, mm.
Person is not talking to me. Even if I push that person, he will not talk to me. Or,
Yeah.
no matter what, even if he talks to me, he'll not respect me, or the equation will not be the same until it's a mutual thing
Mm,
that both the partner wants that relationship. So first,
mm,
we need to understand you are never stuck. There is a way out, because that's the number one step to come out of a breakup and to heal your heartbreak.
mm.
You are not stuck.
Right,
And I've
right.
been pondering over this question for so many years now. I've been through a really difficult phases of my heartbreak in the past, and I always
Mm,
felt that, how is it so easy for the other person just to disappear overnight, and I'm just overthinking, and I'm just thinking about that relationship forever and ever and ever, and it's taking me ages to come out of it. And finally,
right.
I found that answer. The person who's
Mm,
just backed out of the relationship, he or she in his mind has planned it way in advance, months in advance,
oh,
maybe years in advance, that I want to come out of it. and
very true.
and that is why one day he could just come and tell me on my face that it's over. And I'm
When he actually kind of reached
Yeah.
his
And for
peak.
me, when do I get to know about relationship is that day when he has finally made up his mind from his end. He's done all the preparation months or years ago that, it's not
Right.
working for me, and he is fixing himself. But he's telling me
So
on
this
the
is
day,
your starting point.
yeah, for me, it's the starting point, and for him, it's
Starting point,
the
and for
end
him,
point.
it's the end.
Yeah, it's the end point because he's prepared in his head. He's just ready to walk out, and now he's telling me. So now I'm going through all that struggles. For him, it was easy probably because he was there in the relationship and preparing himself every single day. And he told me
Right.
finally he walked out of my life on the day when he thought, it's over for him. And now he's able to move on in life. And
That's
and
that's a
I
very
was
profound realization.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is really what has happened to me in the past. And I kept thinking, how are people so normal? When I'm going through so much of pain, they can just easily walk out of it. And that's the answer which I got.
That's actually Shilpa. That's a very profound realization. I think I've heard this for the first time, where that person in their head is already become comfortable with the thought of not being with the other person.
Absolutely.
Right? They are physically present, but mentally they're not present. Emotionally they're not present.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally they decide one fine day that, okay, you know what? I don't want to even physically be present in this person's
Yeah,
life.
when he's ready
And
here, that's when he
yeah,
comes and tells you, okay, I'm done and I can now walk out. And then he's able to
and
move
now
on with the life with ease.
he or she, they are able to
Yeah,
move
yeah,
on. They are able to move on because somewhere I think they have already planned their future, or what is it that
yeah,
they're going to be
yeah,
doing next, right? And here this person, maybe having no clue, is at the starting point, right?
absolutely. And
And
energetically, what I've realized, of course, maybe as a partner, let's say, you don't come and tell me and you're preparing yourself over the months and years
mhm,
that it's not
yeah, of
working for
course.
me, I'm walking out of it. And
Mm,
energetically, obviously, it's all about energy at the end of the day. Energetically, I might feel your vibe that I don't feel safe in the
mm.
relationship. It's not working for me, or something is not right. But we never think that it's going to end like this.
Yeah, somewhere we have that vibe because see, after all, you're very, I mean, this is the next person that you are with, right? This is the first person that that's so close to you. So the
True.
vibes are there. But somewhere, I think somewhere even acceptance is not there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You just don't accept that something is not right and you're pulling along.
True.
And maybe you're not having those conversations, those tough conversations that you're supposed to be having. And then it comes as a sudden blow,
True.
right? And
So
that's, I think, yeah.
I think this is something we all should know who's going through a heartbreak, because a lot of us are stuck in that rut that, my partner just walked away or disappeared or gaslighting. These are the terms which we hear a lot these days. They just
Yeah,
disappeared overnight. And that's the reason.
yeah,
Because they were
yeah,
preparing themselves for a while now.
yeah, yeah. Interesting, very interesting. So they had been preparing themselves, and I mean,
We had no
whoever
clue
has
about what's going on.
clue. And this is so I think the next step would be maybe just to accept.
I
I
think
think
now it becomes a
acceptance is
little
half the battle
easier.
one.
I think
Sorry?
I think acceptance is, of course, there. Now it becomes a little easier because now you know that this person, for him, the relationship was over long back. For me, it got over today, but for him
Yeah.
or her, probably it got over 6 months back or 1 year back, and he was just there, just around.
So now the detachment is a process that you can actually start. You can start detaching, you can start disassociating,
Yeah.
right? Speaking of associations, I think so a lot of people in heartbreak, I mean, I know I have heard and I've seen that you just end up you stop going to those places which you used to go with this special someone. You stop doing things which you used to do with this special someone, so that you don't kind of get those memories back, right? Because it's tough, it's difficult, it's like it's a lot of emotions in it,
Yeah, it
right?
reminds you of the same situation, the emotions, and
Again
all
and
of those.
again, right?
Yeah.
And you just avoid. And I think somewhere, I know a lot of people actually even go into isolation. Actually, they stop even having a social life, because maybe this person has been in their life for years together, and they've gone to all the places with this person, and they just kind of stop. Even the friends are common, right?
Of
Your friends
course.
become common, and you stop meeting these friends. So all these are reminders,
Yeah.
right?
So what's the solution
So
here?
solution, I mean, you go all in. Honestly, if you want a solution, the best solution would be to just go all in, create new memories of these same places, right?
Wow.
Take that best friend along, take that best friend along, have some wonderful laughs, okay? Create new memories. Get the whole, I mean, if you're a girl, get your whole girl gang, to that place and make new memories. Go to that shopping mall and buy stuff, just pamper yourself, use retail therapy, but just keep creating new memories of the same places. Why not?
That you can overcome the old memories of that person. This is really nice.
Replace
Yeah,
the old
these
memories.
places, because the more now you're spending positive, creating positive memories and emotions there,
Exactly.
the older one will
Exactly.
get, it will be removed from there and the new one will start taking place.
Exactly.
Lovely.
But having said that, it's not as easy,
Of
right?
course.
Because the moment you enter that space, your old memories do come back, right?
Uh,
At this time, I think the best thing to do is when you're going with your special girlfriend or your other friends or your girl gang, tell them, be upfront, tell them that, you know what, I want to create new memories. Be with me. Just support me. Just be there with me, and
hmm.
let's make this a wonderful experience, so that I am able to detach, disassociate, and create new memories with my gang, right?
Wow, I really
So,
love this. Yeah.
yeah, but you need to have that, you need to have confidant, that one special confidant or that special friend who's going to push you.
Yeah.
Okay, give that
Somebody you can
friend
just
that full,
trust and be yourself.
exact.
Yeah.
Yes, give them full freedom to push you to your limits.
True.
Because the faster you do this, the faster it'll be, the faster you will get over, you'll overcome this situation, you'll overcome the heartbreak. And,
Hmm.
you'll be able to do the things that you've been wanting to do, your sense of purpose, your things that drive you, things that motivate you, right? Because we do
Lovely.
want to get our focus back, right?
True.
On our home front, on our work front, on our career, on our finances, on our spiritual life, on
Hmm.
our relationships, on our friend circle. We want to get that focus back into our own life, right? So have that one person who's shameless in pushing you, who's just going to be there to
Fact,
keep pushing.
in fact, adding on to what you just said, to be with that one person who you can really trust. A lot of times when such event happens in our life, we lose that trust on people in our life. And then I think it's easier to get back to old friends or cousins or, siblings whom you think,
Sisters, yeah.
yeah, whom you think, now you can connect because you've always had that bond, but maybe because of time it just didn't
Yeah.
happen. So,
Yeah.
here, another thing that comes to my mind is, for such people to be back in your life, keep telling them the same story. Just be yourself. If you want to just vent out, keep venting out. Repeat that
Mm.
same story multiple times, so
Mm.
that you come in acceptance with the situation. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody who just don't tell you, okay, हो जाएगा टाइम के साथ सब ठीक हो जाएगा, या फिर इट्स
Mm.
ओके, बार बार एक चीज मत बोलो, बट आई एम allowing you to be yourself, because
Mm.
you want some, you just want to vent out in this moment, and I'm allowing you as a friend कि ठीक है जो है निकाल दो. So I'm probably
Mm.
being a
Mm.
dustbin in this moment, just vomit it out. So the more
So,
you do it, the more you feel better from inside, because it's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming out. The stuck
mm.
emotions have been there forever. I haven't discussed with so many people over the years, over the months. Now it's coming
Mm.
out, and I know I'm not judged in the presence of this person. And I also now know who my true friends are.
Oh, very true. Very true. So,
Yeah.
so when do you actually stop? Or is it something that just happens
I mean,
automatically?
it
That
just
you
happens
just.
automatically because एक दिन आपको वो affect ही नहीं करेगा. I'm repeating the
Mm.
same story again and again because it's affecting me. Because
Mm.
I haven't spoken to you maybe for 6 months now, and in six
Mm.
months so much has happened that my emotions are clogged inside. I want to just
Mm.
throw them out. You know, I
Right.
can't go back
Right.
to my partner and just tell him that, I want to just express it out. Listen to me. He's no longer there. So, अगर मैं
Right.
के सामने authentically अपने emotions को बाहर निकाल पाऊँ, don't you think it's easier? Now,
Right. Of course.
whatever is stuck, I don't have to fake it out. I don't have to pretend कि मैं ठीक हूँ. Yes, I'm not
Right.
okay today. And being a friend, I'm not okay, and I don't have to be okay.
Yeah.
I that's my space now where you're allowing me to be myself, authentic 100%. Then whatever is
Yeah.
inside of me, gradually वो सब चला जाएगा. Then there'll be a day when I'm absolutely okay. Because whatever was stored inside of me is out now. And
Yeah. Very.
taking out our emotions becomes really important when you go through a separation, because that's what bothers us the most. अब वो emotions
Mm.
नहीं है अंदर क्योंकि मैंने उसको इतनी बार vent out कर दिया, then I'm absolutely okay very soon.
Very true. Also, you don't feel alone.
Yeah, of course.
You
So
don't feel
all
alone.
we all need to have that one person. If you don't have that person, go to a therapist, go to a coach who's,
Yeah.
non-judgmental. Repeat the same story again and again, again and again. Trust me, they don't get bothered that you saying the same story again and again. They just want that जो भी आपके अंदर stuck है बस बाहर निकल जाए. And the moment you feel I'm empty inside, that's the space you want to
Mm.
create again. That's the space from where, like you were saying, you can create your life once again. दैट फीलिंग ऑफ मैं स्टक हूँ, या फिर मैं जॉब पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं कर पा रहा, मैं हेल्थ पे नहीं कर पा रहा, मैं अलोन हूँ, ये सब चीजें चली जाएगी.
Yeah. 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 So basically, the repressed emotions, right? The emotions that were repressed for we don't know for how long. Those
Yeah,
are just so it's very cathartic actually. You
absolutely.
just
And
are
it's safe
venting out
also.
and
It's safe
safe
because,
space.
yeah, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
This friend is not judging me. This person is being there, or maybe a therapist. They're not judging
Mm.
me. बस है मुझे सुनने के लिए. And at the end of the day, we know, being a psychologist coming from that background, we know कि we all need somebody who can just listen us out.
Actually, because trust me, so most of my clients, I actually give them a listening ear
That's
throughout the session. Even if it's a 1 hour session, most of the time actually goes in just listening because when someone is able to talk, half the healing has already started.
absolutely, absolutely.
When because the energy, we're talking about energy, right? So the negative energy is coming out, and now there is space inside for new thoughts,
New
new associations, new experiences, right? And maybe a new relationship in future whenever the time is right.
100%, because now I've thrown out whatever was keeping me stuck, that negative
Mm.
energy, that pain, that the
Mm.
emotions we were talking in the beginning, that they're so real, that hurt,
Yeah.
that's coming out eventually. Okay, so Shailaja,
Yeah.
coming on, what's the another solution that you can think of for people? We've already shared couple of solutions. What's the other
Mhm.
one that comes to your mind for people dealing with heartbreak? What else can they do?
What else can they do? So this is something which is a very cliche a solution, but it actually works wonders. It's again something on the aspects of self love, self care. is to pick up that one hobby.
Hmm.
Pick up that one hobby that you'd been wanting to do, that
Hmm.
you didn't do, that you maybe you used to do as a child, right? Like I know, I've been a singer. Some 15 years back, I used to sing professionally, right? And due to certain situations, that kind of, I mean, I wouldn't blame the situation, but yes, I stopped doing that, right? So pick up a hobby which is something that you used to do as a child, because that is going to make you feel special, is going to make you feel good. The same feeling that you had as a child, right? The same
Yeah.
feeling that
Yeah.
you had as an adolescent, that same feeling that you had as a teenager, or maybe as a college student, right? And that's going to make you feel so great about yourself, right? Because see that if 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 we have the capacity to love someone, we have a lot of capacity to love ourselves, right? So this way I'm channeling that love towards myself
Hmm.
by picking up and doing something which gives me enjoyment, which gives me happiness, which gives me that sense of profound, that I, me,
Connection of
myself
self
itself.
now, which you've lost
Yes,
probably
right.
because of the relationship. So start doing all the things. I think
Because
we
so
have
basically
stopped
in a
doing
relationship,
because of the relationship earlier.
yeah, because your energy was directed to someone else,
True,
right? So
true,
you were doing things for someone else. Now that energy is still there. Okay? It just needs a channel. So
true.
direct that back to you. And how best to do it? By doing things which you actually used to love doing,
Hmm.
right? As a child, maybe as a child or as an adolescent, right? So pick
True.
up that hobby. It could be dancing, it could be Zumba, it could be music, it could be
It
playing
could be
instrument, it could be
anything. Yeah,
singing, anything, painting, anything, right?
lovely.
Yeah.
And another thing to add to it, which I personally feel is really important, is we should try to resist rebound. And the reason why I say is because, heartbreaks happen for a reason. There's a lesson that we need to learn. But if we jump from one relation to another too soon, we cannot process our own emotions. We're hiding our own feeling. We're not able to connect with our own self, like you said,
E.
self love. So we need to
Yeah.
connect us with ourselves. We need to process our emotions. We need to understand what went wrong. Otherwise, we'll repeat the same loop in the next relationship. So we need
We
to
need to give
stop,
time for that healing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that healing to happen, that space that we need to create. That, okay, yes, I am in pain. I need to process this pain, understand what's going on in my body, my mind, my soul. And from that space of creation and understanding is when something new can happen to us. बट अगर आप
Yeah.
सीधे एक रिलेशनशिप से दूसरे में जा रहे हो दूसरे से तीसरे में तो प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है विच a lot of us have faced in our life is you get the same person in a different body. It's the same relationship that happens, you go through the same
Mhm.
emotions, the person is treating you exactly the same like your ex used to do, and then this is constant comparison. अरे उसने भी ऐसे ही किया था, वो भी ऐसे ही बिहेव
Mhm.
करता था. My partner was exactly the same. It's just that their body has changed, but the emotions and the reaction that you're still getting through is same because आपने time spend नहीं किया to process what went wrong in the relationship.
True, true. So there is one more aspect to this, that once you've had a heartbreak, so whenever you've had any kind of a event in life, okay, life event or anything, to be grief, loss or anything, you learn to cope with it, and then you become more resilient,
True,
okay, and you become more stronger. So now you have evolved as a human being. You
true.
have grown as a human being.
Yeah.
So there was, for example, there was an old Shilpa.
Hmm.
Now there is a new Shilpa.
Hmm.
Okay? This new Shilpa, if she takes time to heal herself and she's become a new Shilpa, now the partner that she attracts would be a different kind of a partner.
Yeah, because the energy has changed.
But exactly. But if old Shilpa is attracting a partner, she's again the same thing that you said, is
Yeah.
attracting a,
Similar
because
partner.
exactly. So old Shilpa giving time to heal, becoming new Shilpa and attracting a different partner. I think that is how the life journey would be easier, simpler.
Because otherwise क्या होगा वो pattern repeat होता रहेगा, and then we say,
Exactly.
and I've had clients who would say 4 times you've went through a divorce, similar and more painful one.
Same
And
situation.
the
हाँ.
problem is, second time वो situation और painful होगी, third time और भी होगी, fourth time और भी ज्यादा होगी because आपने फर्स्ट टाइम
अपने आप पे गुस्सा आएगा।
आपने लेसन ही नहीं सीखा ना। फर्स्ट टाइम आपके साथ कुछ
राइट।
हुआ, यू डिडंट लर्न द लेसन। सेकंड टाइम
राइट।
वापस हुआ, आपने फिर से नहीं सीखा। थर्ड टाइम फिर से वो नहीं सीखा। तो एवरी लेवल इट जस्ट गेट डिफिकल्ट एंड डिफिकल्ट। सो
राइट।
इसलिए इट्स रियली इंपॉर्टेंट टू पॉज टू अंडरस्टैंड कि भाई हो क्यों रहा है मेरे साथ ये, rather than
हम्म।
saying why me. Question should be like, what
हाउ
went
कैन आई।
wrong? What is the lesson that I should have learned from the situation? What is it that I ignored when I was in that relationship? And you will understand. Abhi shayad wo relationship aapke liye bahut important hai because it's over. You will understand when you were actually in the relationship, it wasn't making you feel safe. You weren't really happy when you were in the relationship. You were still losing yourself every single day. So you will start
राइट।
getting those answers, and that will prepare you more easily to come out of the relationship. And I think one most important part which none of us talked about is stop following them on social media, declutter your space, throw things, that reminds you
True.
of that person.
Very
You don't have to like literally throw, but then, you can keep it somewhere where it's not visible to you.
strict.
Yeah.
Restrict view.
रिस्ट्रिक्ट व्यू। सो अब ऑब्वियसली अगर आपके घर में ही कोई आपसे रोज मिलने आ रहा है, या आप रोज एक साथ एक घर में रह रहे हो, यू कांट कीप स्विचिंग प्लेसेस, बट थोड़े दिन के लिए आप बाहर जा सकते हो, फ्रेंड के पास रह सकते हो, या फिर द थिंग दैट यू सजेस्टेड, सेम जगह पे न्यू मेमोरीज क्रिएट करो,
Exactly.
नाइस
Exactly.
पॉजिटिव वंस। एंड यस, द ultimate thing is be a fighter, don't give up, don't feel that you stuck. Yes, वो moments आएंगे, वो feeling आएगी, but every time remind yourself that you're bigger than your problem.
Yeah, 100%. You're bigger than your problem. You're bigger than actually anything,
Anything in the
anything that
life.
like throws you. See, that's what I keep telling my clients. Life is not a straight line. I think I spoke about this last. It's like this and like this and like that. And somewhere you hit rock bottom, right? We say, oh, I hit rock bottom. There's nowhere else to go but to come up,
Yeah,
right?
because see,
So,
ultimately, I think it's about coming to an acceptance. कि it's over. And from the
hmm,
moment your partner has like backed out, you need to accept. Yes, maybe not on day
yeah.
one, not on day two, not even on day 40th. But the
Hmm,
ultimate truth is we need to come in acceptance. We need to stop following them, stop stalking them. We need to stop worrying about अब वो किसके साथ है, या वो क्या कर रहा होगा, या क्या कर रही होगी अपनी लाइफ में मेरे बिना. So now we have to let go of these thoughts, and we have to build our container more stronger. And I think self-love is something that comes to a rescue for sure.
yes, yes. So if we that's why I keep saying now if we focus our see our time and energy was for that person, right? So now we have to channelize that and focus it on ourselves, right? And the moment we start doing that, and it's a lot of effort. It's not easy. It's a lot of effort, but the
But it's
moment we
totally
start,
worth it. It's totally worth
totally worth
it.
it.
Yeah.
One step at a time, baby steps. Take the first step for yourself. Give that 1 hour to yourself. Then add 2 hours. Then 3 hours, right? But yeah,
Be
yeah.
gentle to yourself,
So
A lot of time
kind.
we can forgive the other person. I mean, I've realized this with myself. Forgiving the other person for whatever shit they've done with us, whatever wrong they've done, it becomes easier.
Hmm.
Because जो हमने
Yeah.
बात, the fear of loneliness, at least वो साथ में तो है. But forgiving
Yeah.
ourselves for the same mistake, it becomes very difficult. We become so harsh on ourselves that
Yeah.
we can't come out of this. So we need to
Yeah.
start being really gentle with ourselves, love ourselves, take care of ourselves like a baby.
Yeah. 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 Very true. Very true. There's actually, let me quickly tell a concept on of the brain. Actually, there's something called neuroplasticity where new neural pathways are getting created every time that you talk. That every time any new stimulation you get, anything you
Yeah.
learn, you're studying or something like that. Okay. So if I've done something good, okay, and someone appreciates me, and if I tell them that, I no, I just got lucky. What am I telling myself? I'm telling my brain that, I didn't do something great. It
Yeah,
was mere luck, whereas I actually did it.
true.
So, what we need to tell ourselves is that, yes, I did a good job. Fantastic. I've done, I've done a wonderful thing. That way I'm being kind. That way I'm being gentle to myself. And that way I am telling myself that I am worth it.
True. So
Right?
celebrate smallest of achievement. I think it's
Right.
really important. जैसे अगर आप heartbreak से go through कर रहे हो, and today is better than yesterday maybe. आज 2 घंटे you didn't think about that person. It's worth celebrating. Tomorrow, maybe for
Yeah.
4 hours, you didn't think of that person. It's again worth celebrating because you're progressing. Yes, there might be day you'll fall back again. Like we said, life is not like this, it's like this and this. But then
Mm.
you know you can make it better every single day. And I think we've shared quite a good insight on this topic today for everyone who's
Yes,
dealing
very
with a
interesting.
heartbreak. So,
Yeah.
quickly, let's just reiterate the pointers that one can go through so that it becomes
Hmm.
easier for somebody to know, how to deal with a heartbreak in 5 or 6 simple steps. Would you like to take it
Yeah.
just in one liners?
So I think the first thing that comes to my mind is create new memories. Okay. Dissociate with the energy or with the thoughts that were with the other person, with your ex, and then create new memories. Right. Pick up a hobby that that you really enjoy. Channelize all your energies towards yourself, self-love, self-care. These are the things that we can do to heal from a heartbreak. Anything else, Shilpa, you want to add?
Yeah,
Don't
so
be yeah.
what all we covered was the other aspect was refrain from rebound, be a fighter,
Mm,
declutter
yeah.
yourself, stop following them on social media. If you're staying in the same house and now that person is no longer with you, create new memories of that same space so that you start feeling positive in that space. So all these
Mm,
things will help you come in acceptance and you will be more at peace with yourself and be gentle with yourself because yes, the emotions are
right.
real. The pain is
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't say कि ठीक है time के साथ ठीक हो जाएगा. Yes, it will happen, but be gentle with yourself and love yourself because any situation, any circumstances in your life is way bigger than the problem itself. Your life is big. It's the biggest thing, that can happen to you.
Very true. I think we can conclude with this one song is just ringing in my head. I
Is it
don't
the
know if
same one which
have
I
you
am
have
thinking? The breakup song?
the breakup song. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I actually just
At the
found
greener
it
grass. Huh?
very fun. It was very fun
Oh
and
yeah.
very happy
Different
way of kind of
different way of
telling
telling the world that breakup ho gaya now I'm accepting it because वैसे भी
exactly.
तो
And
choice
there's a lot
नहीं
of self love in that song.
and Shailaja, do you think I have a choice if somebody has just left me? I don't have a choice any which ways. Even if I chase that person, so वो वापस नहीं आने वाला. So the point is accepted with
Let me love myself. I am with me. Let me love myself.
so yeah, that song it was
If
some
I want you to sing it this time,
so you want me
or
to sing
we do
this.
it together.
Let's do it together. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it together.
Okay.
So, one, two, three.
दिल
दिल पे
पे
पत्थर
पत्थर
रख
रख कर मुंह पे मेकअप कर लिया
दिया,
सैया जी से मैंने क्यों
आज
ब्रेकअप
मैंने
कर लिया.
break कर लिया. I really love that song, huh?
And that
It's
that
so
gives me
much
such a positive vibe
very
कि
bubbly.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay. I mean, it's just over and it's over.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that.
Very fun way of looking at life. Like I said, let me conclude. Like I said, for you, it has been recent. For me, it's been like maybe 15 years back. And now when I look back, I'm filled with so much of gratitude for where I am. I'm filled with so much of gratitude for my husband, my partner. And I just want to say that, people come into our lives just to maybe teach us something, right? And the ones that stay back are the ones who are kind of growing and evolving with us. But the ones that leave, they've kind of served their purpose in
True,
our life. We've taught them, they've taught us, and they've left.
true.
So I know it's easier said than experienced or felt, but things become much, much better
I
as
think
you grow and
next point
evolve.
के बाद ये सब चीजें matter नहीं करेंगी and a very profound
नहीं
thing
करेगी
is
अभी
that
तो मैटर ही नहीं करती अभी मैं हंस के बोल रही हूँ कि अरे ऐसे सोचा
yeah,
था
and
अरे
it's at
वैसे
least one
सोचा
of
था
us.
एंड अभी
If
खुश
somebody
होके जाओ
if somebody's still stuck in that situation of heartbreak, I think after a while, none of it will matter. But like I said, you don't have to come to that date today itself. But be
itself.
gentle
It's
for
a
somebody.
journey.
The journey might be of 20 days, for somebody, it might be 2 months, and somebody 2 years. There's no comparison. But
Yeah.
take your own time, and the only thing you don't have to forget is that I am not stuck. There is a way out. अगर ये याद रखेंगे, then life becomes more easier. And one beautiful thing which I heard was a lot of time after breakup we say कि but वो तो मेरा life partner था और I chose that person forever. But अगर वो
Hmm.
life partner था और if a relationship has to be there forever, it's
Hmm.
the person who chooses you forever. It
Yeah.
can't be somebody who chooses you temporarily or when the problem is too big they just leave you behind. So your
Yeah.
real soulmate, your real partner is somebody who chooses you forever despite the situation. And अगर वो इंसान नहीं है आपकी life में, that means he or she never chose you forever. In their head, they were prepared कि जब situation difficult है,
Correct,
you just
yeah.
walk out.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
So, guys,
Lots of
we
learning.
both enjoyed a lot doing this podcast today. So, if you have
Yeah.
any question with respect to your relationships in any area, like we said, this is a series of relationships we will be talking about. And we will be talking about so many different kind of relationship with partners, long distance relationship, parent-child relationship, different attachment styles, and a lot of concepts that we will be talking about. So if you have
Mm.
anything that you would want us to talk in particular, do share in the comments. We would love to read each and every comment. We would love to reply to each and every comment. And, if possible for us and your topic is something that a lot of people want, we would also love to create a different podcast on it altogether.
Oh, definitely. Yes, please do let us know any more topics that you feel that that resonates for you. We'll definitely take it up and do like, share, and subscribe. And we had a wonderful time connecting with all of you today. I hope you had too.
So do share this podcast with as many people as you know who've been through a heartbreak or who's currently going through a heartbreak, because I think this is something that will help each one of us, because heartbreak is something we all have witnessed in our life at least once. So do make
Yeah,
sure you spread this with as many people. Just share, just give your comment. What is that one takeaway? What is that one learning that you had from today's episode? Just write that in the comments so that we know that we have given you some value today. All right. So
wonderful.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
And we will sign off with the first podcast. We will see you guys next Thursday, same time. So thank you, Shailaja, and thank you each one of you for watching us. God bless
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank
And
you, everyone. God
we
bless
love
you.
you all. We just pray that each one of you recover from your heartbreak, because yes, you all can.
Yes.